Am I original?
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Oh boy, the things that go on behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, you'd get a kick out of it, I'm sure. It's amazing.
It makes me giggle.
It makes me laugh.
It's like, oh, we're doing something.
Oh, it's funny.
We're doing something good.
Maybe.
Sort of.
Unlike other people in the world. So Biden had a press conference today.
Finally.
Yep, he had his first one.
Oh,
First presser.
It is about damn time.
Yep. So I'll tell you what. Let's we got a little bit of a breakdown for it.
Oh, good, because I am
just a hair because you didn't see it.
no.
Yeah, I'm not going to go.
And I am so upset.
Look, I am not going to make you sit through what he actually said
Thank you.
audibly.
I had a feeling there was a caveat somewhere.
So just know that you don't have to hear the droning that is Joe Biden in his dead voice. You don't have to hear that tonight.
Oh, good.
At least not anymore. I'm sure everybody's heard it at least 50 times today now.
At least.
And it only happened at 2:00 in the afternoon. So
Only.
yeah, he was late by like 30 minutes.
How are you late to your own presser in your own building?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Anyway,
That doesn't make sense at all to me.
Yeah, he was late to his own presser by like 30 minutes and the whole thing. Anyway, so here's how it went. This is just kind of give you a little bit of a setup here. Biden comes out.
I didn't know he was gay.
He starts doing his speechifying,
Okay.
which really isn't that much speechifying. I think he gave like 10 minutes or whatever. And then he just started asking people for questions. All right, you question over there. And so here's how it worked, though.
Okay.
It's usually that one or this one here. There you go.
That's
Is
better.
that better? You better now?
Yeah, that's what was messing with me. I was like,
It probably got twisted when it got put away.
okay, sorry.
Anyway,
I didn't mean to throw everything off.
No, you're good. So he'd ask a question, or he'd get a question asked of him.
Okay.
Sorry. He'd ask for a question. Somebody would ask him one, and then he would directly look down.
Was he ashamed?
No, he was reading.
Oh,
He was reading he was reading the answer to that exact question. He was reading the response to that question that was just as spontaneously by that one person. Suddenly, he had the responses right there in front of him. And this went on for an hour. An hour.
I can't say that I'm surprised.
An hour.
But, he's, not Trump. So there you go.
That's right.
That's the
Well,
good
actually,
thing.
it's funny that you say that because there was a situation where this lady came up and she was all like, I just got back from reporting in south, on the Mexico border and blah, 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 blah. And there were these two boys and both of them from the same place. And one of them, his mom sent him here. We got in contact with her and she sent him here because you wouldn't just say no to children, would you? And he went and said something stupid, like, unlike the
previous guy.
the previous guy who would turn people down and let them starve in Mexico. No, I would never do that. But then he went on.
Well, but hold on. But just real fast,
Yeah.
that completely dodged the question.
Yeah,
Because they said, she's like,
Would you let this kid starve?
Well, I was going
Would
to
you
say,
turn him away?
well, yeah, like, the reason why they're coming here in the first place is because they know you won't say no.
Right. So it doesn't
So the
matter.
kid would never have made the trek in the first place had it been any other president.
And what
or
we're
Trump
talking about
again.
is we're talking 2,000 miles. He
Yeah.
traveled 2,000 miles. Somehow, miraculously, traveled 2,000 by himself. Right.
Right.
He walked 2,000 miles by himself. Somehow.
No.
No, this did not happen. Anyway, this kid shows up at the border, and he continues on with the guy with the question, and his response goes to, "Oh, well, you did say that his mom was waiting for him, was able to be reached, right?"
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, well, we would send him back to his mom because we're not going to break up families."
No, whatever.
Like the previous administration.
Again, everything is all about the previous administration.
But but you understand the continents of
Yeah,
that.
no, I know.
He said he was going to deport children back.
Yeah, which
He was going to send them back via plane to the nearest airport to their family.
well, good for him. Good for him. I don't believe
Whether
it.
that's true or not
Yeah, I
is
don't believe
completely
it.
no. It's
don't
not
believe
really. Blech. But it just went on like that.
So
And then
stupid.
no.
Again, the kid would never have made the trek. The mom wouldn't have sent the kid in the first place if Biden wasn't the way he was. Is.
Right.
That's pure simple.
Yeah.
And it's just irritating to me when they sit there. Oh well, I wouldn't turn him away because he's already here. He's here because you.
That's it. He's
Period.
here because of you.
If you would say no one else comes in, sorry, shut the border down. Guess what? Little Pedro or whatever the hell his name was will never come. Won't
Whatever
make
his
that
name
trek
was, it
again.
doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's the thing. Okay. So you got that, right? So that's the one factor about that. The other factor about south of the border was that that they asked him about, hey, what about freedom of the press? Why are we not allowed into the other facilities? When will you allow us to get in?
You know who doesn't let media into places or inspectors or anything like that?
People hiding things.
Oh, I was gonna say, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking I automatically go back to like Iran. The whole we got nuclear plants, but we don't want nobody coming in there and looking at it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And I'm not comparing us in the border to nuclear Iran, but at the same time, we sit there and look at Iran and go, oh well, they're hiding something. They're hiding something. They're hiding something. And no one's sitting here going, he's hiding something.
He's hiding something.
He's hiding something.
Actually, we are saying that.
Well, we are. But,
We are.
But the mainstream media is
Obviously not, because why would they do that? Actually, insurrection with a selfie stick over there on the Twitters. The child walked 2,000 miles, but would he walk 5,000 miles? It's 500, but
well, but
I know it makes sense in my way. See, it's actually, walk 1,000 miles. So anybody who would walk 1,000 miles would be dead at your door. Yeah, actually, that's probably right. Anyway, so here's the question. This is how I went. Given the condition that this is the reporter. Given the conditions that were just laid out about the migrant facilities at the U.S. border, will you commit to allowing journalists to have access to the facilities that are overcrowded for going forward?
okay.
His response.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Where's my tapioca pudding?
I will commit to my plan very shortly. I will commit when my plan very shortly is underway to let you have access to not just them, but the other facilities as well.
Yeah, as soon as I can clean it up and make it look good.
Yeah. She didn't like that answer.
Well, who would?
Yeah, she pressed it further. And then he just, I will commit to transparency as soon as I am in a position to be able to implement what we are doing right now.
Wow.
Because she asked, well, I thought you ran on transparency. You ran on making sure that everybody knew what was going on. What are you doing now?
It's a that answer.
That was a great question that she put in there, but yeah,
that answer is
on point.
Screams
I'm hiding something.
Well, I will commit to transparency as soon as I'm in a position to be able to implement it.
Are you saying that
I
you
will let
aren't
my
in control?
girlfriend in the door as soon as I can clean up and get the other girl out the back door? That's what that is.
That's not something you need to be saying personally.
Well, no,
Zach.
I got that, but
that's not something you need to be
I'm not
espousing here. Just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
The point is, but I'm saying it's that serious. It's that.
Yes, you're right. It is as serious as that.
It's that deep. It's that kind of, I can be honest when I can turn around and clean up.
Right.
When everything's done and handled and finished and you can come into my room, like fine. You want to take it out of that so we can stop being glared at?
I'm trying to.
Then I can turn around. It's like kids. The kids will be like, I'll let mom and dad to come into my room as soon as I clean it, but not until then. Because I don't want them saying and yelling to me about my room being dirty.
Basically, except for this isn't a dirty room. This is people's lives.
Well, and again, the only reason why these people are there is because of the fact that they know that they're not going to be told no. Okay, just like with North Korea, the poor folks from way deep down south, just like every single time there's a new president, they always make the trek. They did it with Trump. I want to say they did it with Obama, and now they're doing it with Biden. They make the trek up, just like with North Korea. We're just going to start doing stuff to see where the line is. How far can we go, and when are you going to tell me to stop? Or when are you going to make me stop is really what it is.
That's really the key there, yeah.
And they're not going to. He's going to let that little kid that came over that supposedly walked all
2,000 miles.
Yeah, 2,000 miles or whatever it was, all by his lonesome.
All by himself.
Yeah, how did he do it by himself and get to where he was going?
Apparently, young children are much more reliable down south of the border.
Well, I'm thinking like just the navigational side of it, period. He's crossing terrain he has never seen before in his life.
Once again, apparently, children are much more reliable.
That, and I say all that because how is it that he's able to find, his way, able to find out where north is and all of that fun jazz. When my 8-year-old can't see his toy cars in the middle of the floor as I'm pointing at them.
That one right there. Where is it? That
the one
there.
over here?
No.
One?
Right at your feet. It's at your feet.
This
no.
one over here.
Turn around. There.
I don't see it. Yeah. How the hell did it? Please.
Situational blindness there.
There's no way that a 9-year-old by himself was able to pull that off.
As you can tell, we both had a lot of practice with this on the back and forth, and that's just with the kids, not with each other.
It's just so stupid. I'm sorry, but that answer is...
Oh, it's perfect. It was perfect.
Is it bad that I really want to go to into work tomorrow and use something along those lines when I'm told to do something and be like, what? The president said it. Why can't? How come he can get away with it?
I will commit to transparency as soon as I am in a position to be able to implement what we are doing right now.
Hold on. Let's just one more part of that just caught me.
Oh,
and
you finally caught it now?
Yeah, I caught it now. When he's in a position to do what you're doing right now?
Yep. Because
you're not in the position to do what you're doing right now?
No, he's not.
So who is doing what he's doing right now?
No one.
Well, but how can he?
Because they're getting ready.
But who's
they're preparing?
But who's doing that then right now?
Well, nobody.
Because he said to implement what we're doing right now.
He's doing a presser right now, so he can't be.
So he's going to implement a presser.
No, he's at the presser.
No, I got that, but
it
says I will commit to transparency as soon as I am in a position to be able to implement what we are doing right now.
Usually, when you're at a presser, that's the best time to be transparent.
But how do you implement something that you're implying you're already doing?
Because you haven't actually done it yet.
Are you saying that the president of the United States, Joe Biden, is a liar?
Yeah, well, actually, he, what was it, the 1980s election where he was going off against Mondale? Yeah. He had to literally leave the campaign trail because he lied so much that they kicked him off.
Oh, good. Good to know he finally made it to the office, though. What could go wrong?
Yeah. He made it to the, and you want to know why he made it to the office? Because he shut up and didn't say anything for 8 months.
Yeah, they learned it from the last time. And
the last time in which he opens his mouth and lies come out.
And they cheated.
Period. What I'm saying. it would have been a lot more difficult to cheat
if
he had talked. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. But yeah, so you had that. You had the border situation. You had all those things. There was one more thing that really, it was quite bothersome.
Yeah.
He did. Oh, that's what it was. He was asked about the gun violence, gun control bills being passed.
Okay.
He was asked about the gun control bills being passed and about the steps that they were going to take to implement everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
You want to, his basic response, this is paraphrasing.
Okay.
Paraphrasing. All in due time. But let me tell you about the infrastructure bill that I want to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm. Because he knows what he's doing is not necessarily constitutional.
Not only that, but they did a poll recently and they found that
nobody
wants their guns taken away.
No.
And everybody's going to be pissed if it happens, and it's going
And he
to
knows it.
and it's going to cause even more violence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just completely sidestepped the issue on gun control, which is one of the biggest things being pushed right now, to talk about an infrastructure bill that has absolutely nothing going for it and will cost us probably about $4 trillion.
It's just money. It's just paper. I mean, we just print more.
But it's not going anywhere. It's $4 trillion given to a bunch of people that they're not going to work.
Yeah. Eventually, it's not going to be worth anything anyway.
Right.
So who cares?
Yeah.
Total and complete.
Who cares?
Complete and total economic failure.
This is what happens when you fake an election.
Well, this is what happens too when you're more worried about getting somebody out
Than getting somebody in.
than getting the right person in.
Right.
And it's,
Better out than in, I always say.
well,
That's only for gas.
that's only for gas. It's not even here. That's for sure. Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. Good choice quoting the proclaimers since everybody is proclaiming, "Thank you, Biden, for letting us in."
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very well done. Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter. Obviously, George Soros picked up the kid and drove him from Honduras to the U.S. border.
No, Soros didn't do it. He paid somebody to do it.
Yeah, no, he paid for sure.
He doesn't. He wouldn't even leave his house. What are you talking about?
The man hasn't driven since the 40s.
Yeah, and that's when he was driving Jews to the. Oh.
Yeah, well.
Because he is one, and that's really bad.
Come on, kids, we're going on a field trip.
Oh.
Hey, it's my buddy Bill. Hey, Bill, let's go to the park today. How about it, Bill?
Pardon me, ma'am. Have you ever been on a train?
Planes, trains, and auto.
I got 3 tickets right here. I'm not going to be able to use them. It's just right up.
Yeah.
I've got emergency. I got to stay here. you know?
But you can take a ride.
Never to
Why
be
is
seen
this
again.
ticket one way? Oh, I
I-
don't. You have to
you'll
pick
be-
up the other one on the other side.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's how trains always are. I mean, come on.
Kevin Hutchins also on Twitter. Can you imagine if Trump refused to let the media inspect those detention facilities? Would Trump get away with saying, "As soon as I'm ready with a plan, I will commit to transparency"?
No, see, here's the deal, right? If you compare the one presser that Joe Biden has
The first one, the
very
of his
first one-
presidency, and
versus
it took almost 4 months to
any of the like 7,000 that had to be done
Yeah.
during the last presidency, the stark change
It is rather day and night.
is so day and night. It is so astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
How they literally they were so close to the podium and they were hounding him and screaming.
One might call it a chasm.
No.
That's how big of a
the big of a
difference.
difference. Yeah,
It's a chasm.
Yeah, it is a chasm for sure. They were screaming at the president, basically, take my question and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. You know,
Jim Acosta. I mean,
used to accost a lot of things.
he did. He lived up to his name.
That's right. He was, Jim Acosta loves him some Jim Acosta. But
Ew. That's just nasty.
it wasn't just Jim. It was everybody.
Oh, I know.
Everybody was standing on the edge of their seats, literally screaming at the president their question, and he would be like, "No, you, no, you, no, you, shut up, you."
Mm-hmm. And it is kind of convenient now that, we have a pandemic, which therefore would keep him from having to be around people.
Everybody was 6 feet apart
because
they
of
were
his
all at least
age
10
and
feet
everything
from the,
else.
They were at least 10 feet from the podium.
Yeah, but even with the vaccine, with his age, he's susceptible to getting it. And God forbid we want to lose a president to
This was the first time
pandemic.
I've seen it without a face mask in public.
I noticed that too in that little video we watched earlier.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
He was smiling and it was creepy.
Well, yeah, anything. It's funny. He won't wear a mask for a press conference indoors, but outside when he's answering questions, he'll wear a mask.
Walking down the street.
Is he worried about pollen? Is that what it is?
Maybe that must be it.
Allergy season.
He
is
must
upon
have
us.
pollen allergies.
It might be.
That's probably it.
And they don't want his sneezing or coughing or anything to be misconstrued with the plague.
Sneezing, coughing,
Aching.
stuffy head.
Aching, stuffy head fever.
Yeah. So you can get your rest medicine.
Yeah. So one of his prime over on Twitter. George Soros is the opposite of Schindler's List, you say?
Yeah.
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 I know it's a shock to everyone.
He didn't quite make the list. He just here.
Oh, he did. It was a completely different list. These are the people we want to get. That guy is on the list that we don't want to get.
Very good. Very good. The Knights Who Say Knee at DOA show. The question is, after he finished walking 2,000 miles, did he fall down at your door?
Not my door.
No. The United States door.
Yeah, America's door.
Yeah.
Sadly,
I mean, good call though.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Again, the little kid wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for him. Period.
I'm just.
There isn't. Here's the thing. Forget even, and I'm tired of the comparison.
Okay.
Okay, I'm tired of comparing to Trump and everything else.
Sure.
I'm tired of it.
Sure.
Take everything that we just read, that he said, his quotes and all of that stuff, and again,
and the paraphrasing.
put that into your daily life.
Yeah.
Like seriously, tell your boss that you'll get work done as soon as you're in a plan to
As
have
soon
your
as
plan
you- yeah,
implemented. That
yeah.
you can be in a position to implement your plan.
As soon as you implement the plan that you're already part of and already implementing,
yeah, tell it.
as soon as you can implement that plan,
Yeah, tell that to your boss.
yeah. Well, boss, I've got a plan, and I'm going to implement that plan that I'm already a part of because I've got the plan and I'm in the plan. And once I'm done, once I'm done implementing that plan, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
I'll show it to you.
you're fired.
Tell me your plan. Show me what it is.
That is, and actually, if done properly, it's like I don't even need to know what your plan is. I told you to go do something.
Just
I don't
go
need
do
you to
it.
have a plan. Just go do it.
I'm about to go check. Did you do it?
Yeah, exactly. the whole thing is just so stupid.
It's like freedom of the press. The press is supposed to be that person. They're supposed to go through and say, "Hey, I'm about to go check. I hope you did your work."
Yeah,
They're the QC guy.
yeah.
That's what the press is to the government. They're the QC people. They're the people that sit there and like.
Oh, they're supposed to
hey,
be. They're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. Falling back.
Picking and choosing, and
They aren't supposed to only validate the stuff that they want.
yeah,
That's not what the media is there for. That's not what they're supposed to do.
I mean they all do. Everybody has a bias, but still,
Right. But that bias is, you either express it verbally immediately, like, hey, this is my bias.
well, but it also depends on what you're doing. Like, are you literally reporting the news? Then it shouldn't matter what your bias is. It should be, I went to such and such place where this event was being held.
Uh-huh.
This question was asked.
This is the answer.
This was the answer. Ta-da! You know what I mean? If you're a show like us where you can commentate and you can have an opinion,
We
and
are an
everything else,
opinion
then
show.
yeah,
That's it.
That's different.
Yeah.
We can sit here and have our opinions and we can say this and that and
We can
and come
haggle
up with
back
all
and
kinds
forth.
of stuff that we want to because
Yeah.
we're speculating and this is
That's
what
what
the
we
show's
do.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we sat there and says, no, we're strictly a news channel or news show and we're here to tell you the news,
Oh, then this show would be very,
then it
very
doesn't.
different.
It should never matter what your political lean is because
never
it
a thing then.
should never affect it. The facts are going to be the facts, and you just say, "This is what was said. This is this," and
And
go
then
from
when
there.
you're done with the show, then you can go off and talk to your friends and speculate about it then.
yes, then you can talk junk about it if you want to.
And that's fine.
but how about they just say what the news is and leave it alone?
That'd be good.
That would be.
good? You all right? Yeah. All right. Yup. Watch out now. Watch out now. I didn't do it. You did it. Don't be messing us up now. Kicking out our cords all over the place. All right, let's see what's going on here. Guys on the Facebooks and the YouTubes. Oh, hey, what's up with the dear lives? All right. Glad to see people there.
This is Defenders Live.
I mean, that's kind of sad.
What's that?
That's the quote there, the tweet.
I don't understand it. I'll be honest.
I
with you.
think he thinks that we were talking to him when we were talking about the news people. When we said, hey, just go home and talk about it and talk to your friends about it instead of, giving your opinion on air. If you're a news agency.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm getting senile in my old age.
Yeah, you are. Swordibus Prime over there on the Twitters. Go off and talk to your friends about it. I'm listening to DOA shows and you think I have friends. Oh,
Nah, it's true. If you're listening to us, you probably don't have friends.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. Neither do we.
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia. Georgia State Representative Barry Fleming.
I'm sorry, what?
Barry Fleming.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
That's what I said.
Yeah, yes, you did say that. It's just I wanted confirmation.
Okay. Chair of the Special Committee on Election Integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks in defense of the State Bill 202. Alyssa Pointer, Atlanta Journal Constitution via AP. Oh, didn't realize that was attachment. That doesn't count. Belay that last part.
Yeah.
Republicans in Georgia legislature have passed a sweeping election law that would add an ID requirement to absentee ballots, shorten runoffs in the state after two high-profile Republicans lost, and strip the Secretary of State of the Board of Election, or of the State Election Board.
Really?
Yeah. No, isn't that fantastic? So the Secretary of State won't be on the Board of Elections for...
It's probably a good thing.
That you think? Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp, a Republican, signed it shortly after it passed out of the legislature on Thursday. Quote, Georgia will take another step towards ensuring our elections are secure, accessible, and fair. This is what he said shortly after signing the bill.
Oh, it's a bill.
Yes, it's only a bill.
Then it's sitting there on, I don't know, it's not
Well, it's not
Capitol.
sitting on anybody's desk.
It's signed now.
Signed, it's done. The battle over voter access has been under the intense spotlight in Georgia after his loss in the state in 2020. Former President Donald Trump spread conspiracy theories about the election.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Politico, by the way, just so we're clear.
Just so we know.
That's why it says it that way. They weren't necessarily conspiracy theories because, as of we talked about yesterday with Michigan, I don't want to talk about it tonight.
But we have another story
there's a
about
story
another
about
state.
Wisconsin who's
Yeah.
doing it now,
Yeah.
who suddenly are investigating problems and irregularities and being sued and all this other stuff for
Yep.
doing it the wrong
But
way.
we'll get to that soon.
I'm not. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. It's. We already knew. We already knew before going into all this that it was being screwed up from get go.
Yeah.
We already knew while it was going on, and we're calling it out that hey, this isn't right, and nobody would listen. And now that everything is done and over with, you want to pretend and feign and go, oh no, we're going to take care of this. Go screw yourself. I don't want to talk about it.
But we're gonna.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
I'll walk out.
Okay.
Call me out on this one. I'm not talking about it. I'm done. Who cares? At this point, to sound like Hillary, what difference does it make? Not a damn thing.
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing?
It doesn't change anything.
But at least
all.
the resolution passed in Wisconsin.
Oh, whoop de
58 to 35.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Do you know why it passed?
Because it's mainly Republicans that are pushing it.
No, and it's also an election year.
No, it's also past the election year.
No, we're coming up on election year. Starting
one,
in a
yeah.
couple months, we're going to start seeing all the ads run again.
Yeah, and they have to get all this stuff ready to show that
all of
they're
these
all
people-
resolved and everything's
Exactly.
done with the elections and blah, blah, blah.
That's
blah,
all
blah.
it is. They didn't do their damn job when they had the chance and the opportunity, and now you want to suddenly pretend like you're doing something?
Right, right,
This
right.
Again, from analogy time. This is like a kid who was told to clean up and had to be cleaned up before mom and dad got home. And he looks out the window and he sees mom and dad sitting at the stoplight 4 blocks down the road. He's like, oh shit, I need to clean up my house. And he's running around trying to clean everything up to make it look good. That's what this is.
Yeah, so
I don't want to talk about it.
That's literally what happens when I get home off of work. Like, that's what's happening when I get home, except for they never know exactly what time I get home. So I get home 90% of the time. I get home halfway in the middle of them cleaning up. And so the other day, I literally woke everybody up at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, let's go. We're cleaning.
It's cleaning day.
It's cleaning day, kids. You're all going to do it all of it.
Everyone
single
do it
thing.
together.
Everybody's going to clean, and it's all going to be, and we did. Everybody did. And I had to yell a couple times, and I had to push them to do things that they didn't want to do, and I had to tell them to redo it 5 or 6 times in certain areas.
Yeah.
But you know what? The house was clean by about 6 hours into it. Which, when you think about
Your
it,
house is not that damn big.
yeah, but they took forever to do shit.
No.
6 hours into it.
I'm a jerk.
Yeah, no. 6 hours into it is a good record for them because these are the same kids that take 3 hours to wash dishes.
See, I'm a jerk. I don't.
Oh, I know.
I would hate to be my kid.
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
tell
thing,
you
like-
right now, I'd hate to be my kid because I don't.
Well, I mean, I could personally clean this house in about 3
I get-
hours max by myself.
No, and I got that. So
But-
when you have 4 other hands, I'll be
Oh no,
younger,
no,
smaller
I didn't do
ones,
it. I
or
didn't,
3
I didn't do
younger hands.
anything but tell them what to do.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you got 3 hands now, and I get it. Okay, 3 hours to clean this house by yourself.
Yeah.
I could say 4. Maybe 4.5.
And just
But
because I know
don't-
what I'm looking for. You know?
I'm of the type of I'm impatient, and so after a while, like whatever and you could ask my kids when it comes to anything. After a while, I'm like, you have like 2 minutes. I'm done. I don't have time for this. I've got shit to do. Let's move on.
I don't need to
and
be
because-
watching you do this anymore.
Yeah, and that's with everything. If I told you to do some dishes or whatever, like if I've told you to do something,
Yeah.
you have this set amount of time. Get it done.
And that's why,
Pitter-patter.
and this is the same reason why you're pissed about Wisconsin and Minnesota and all the rest of it.
Well, no, again, it goes back to the whole, like I said, and this is the most I'm talking about it, and we're moving on, is the only reason why they're doing this is because they're months away from starting the election season for their jobs, and they want to turn around and go, no, guys, look, see, we did something. We tried. We held their feet to the fire. No, you didn't. Your chance to do that was when all of this was going on. So...
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm
Yep.
done with it. I don't care.
Yep.
Day late and $1 short. Take a long walk off a short pier. I could tell you where to go and what you can do when you get there.
Right.
And normally it involves a pine cone and
Other, and
or a
pineapple.
cactus, or a cactus.
I say pineapple.
I think a cactus would be good too.
It takes a lot longer to pull back out.
That's the point.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so I'm done. No
You
more.
good?
No more
right.
with the Wisconsins, and I don't.
No
give a
more
shit about the
Wisconsins.
states.
Okay.
Going back to Georgia, though, I'll be down there in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it won't be too bad. Mm-hmm. Be nice.
I'm hoping the weather's nice.
It should be.
I mean, like nice, like not hot. Because I know Georgia. Georgia's like Florida. It gets really unpredictable and just more trees and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, lawmakers in Georgia have proposed additional measures that would drastically reduce access to the polls, which includes rolling back no excuse absentee voting and restricting Sunday voting, which is popular among black voters during the Souls to the Polls events.
I'm sorry, what?
Souls to the Polls. Basically, what they do is everybody gets together
I got sold.
for church.
And I'm super bad.
Charlie Murphy. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. So in case you're not aware, the whole Soul of the Polls thing is what they do is the black churches will get together, on Sunday for church, and they'll do their thing.
Yes.
And then what'll happen is the preacher being, I would argue, and not all of them, just so we're
Sure.
clear,
Right.
not going to say all of them.
Okay.
But there are a few of them who are, let's say, are not necessarily making judgment calls or suggesting advices from a purely innocent place.
No, wait,
There may be a tad bit of sway and bias thrown into it. Anywho, they will then turn around and get the entire church or whoever goes with it, majority of the church, after church is over, to then go to the polls so they can all vote as, together.
So they all vote as one?
And so they can all vote as one. And so that's what they're trying to now imply, is that by Georgia doing this, is that Georgia is now racist because apparently only blacks can only vote on Sunday.
No, they can't.
Up until now, blacks can only vote on Sunday. And if you turn
there a
around and get
law?
rid of, no, but that's when they do the Souls to the Polls thing.
Okay, so then...
And that's on Sunday, and they're mostly blackened because if you
what
take
if
that
they
away, then you're racist because then you're keeping black people from voting.
But what if they didn't do it on Sunday? What if they're not... What if they don't go to church?
It still doesn't matter. It's
What if
racist.
they're like, what if they're like some of the people that we work with and they would rather worship football than church?
Yeah, I'm just telling you that it's racist to get rid of that option because apparently black people can only vote in Georgia on Sundays.
I didn't know that.
As of right now.
I didn't know that.
It must be.
I know there was a
because-
blue. I know they have the blue laws, like you can't buy alcohol.
Yeah,
on
before
Sunday.
noon on Sunday and
Yeah,
stuff.
stuff like that. But like, dang,
Yeah, I know.
huh?
I know.
So now it's racist to let people go vote
no, yeah.
on their own time.
Yeah, because you're taking away a day.
It's racist.
It is racist. How dare you?
So what they're saying is we're not going to have the polling booths open on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because Sunday's the holy day.
Well, no, they just don't want to do it on the weekends, period.
Okay, that's fine. You don't need to do it on the weekends.
There's no
That's
reason for it.
Everybody else in this country, they do it during the week.
Well,
Actually, most Americans still do it on the day of.
I was going to say, I don't understand why it has to be done beforehand anyway, but that's a whole nother. But no, there was that. Here, scroll back up real fast.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to mention too. Oh, the no excuse absentee voting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
No
the whole-
excuse?
Yeah.
Oh,
which is basically I just want to stay at home.
I just don't want to go out and vote.
Yeah.
No.
You had an excuse.
I don't-
I would argue.
I don't want to leave my house. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
say.
not an excuse.
No. Now, I will give it to them with the fake demic that they had going on and everything else. I will give it to them. There are people who were convinced because they were scared into not leaving
yeah.
their home because they might die.
Right.
Okay.
Of the COVIDs.
Fine.
You can give an excuse then.
It is still inappropriate. It is still lying. It is still not done right. But I would at least give that, a bit of a pass. I don't give now there's no excuse. If you're the absentee ballots, I'm sorry, should apply to folks who are mainly in the military.
Yeah.
That's it. Or those who work overseas and can say, you know, and again, having an actual legitimate excuse. Hey, I'm going to conveniently be working at, you know, a remote site in wherever,
Yep.
in, you know, the UK or whatever.
I won't be able to be there
for
physically
the entire month of the election, of the election.
because now it's an entire month anyway.
I know. For
So
that
that's the
entire
other
month,
thing.
I'm going to
Okay.
be out, and I'm
All
not
right.
going to be able to do it. But I am a legal citizen, and I would like to make my vote count. That's different. I can see that.
Okay, so we're there.
Mm-hmm.
You just said the key statement though, because we used to only have election day, and now we have early voting.
Mm-hmm.
And early voting can be up to 3 to 4, almost a month.
Yeah, I know.
You can almost vote a month early in
Why?
most of these states now.
Why?
There's no reason for that.
There isn't.
And they can't they can't count the votes until election day, which also doesn't make sense because then you have no live production of what's going on. No.
Yeah, to have like a couple
No.
weeks to a month of these
Of votes trickling in.
just sitting there too
Yeah, no.
with no
Utter BS.
no way of keeping track of it, no monitoring, no way of making sure it's safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, thank you.
That's not how this works, guys. That's not. We aren't supposed to be doing it for an entire month, okay?
Yeah.
But now that we are, since we are, okay.
You want more?
Since we are, though, hold on. Since we are, that means even if you don't do it on a Sunday, there should still be a time that you could get out and vote if you're here physically.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Georgia is the latest state to pass a sweeping election package. You know, in Iowa, the Republicans passed a law that tightens the receipt window for absentee ballots and cuts the in-person voting period from 29 days down to 20 and shaves off an hour of in-person voting on election day.
1 hour?
Does it really take you that long to vote?
No.
Like, I'm not counting the standing in line. Does it take you an hour to go into the booth and scribble your lines or punch the number or push the
swirl
screen
in
or
the
whatever?
thing and whatever you're doing, however you do it in your state.
Yeah.
No.
Representative Nikema Williams, who chairs the state Democratic Party, called the law, quote, flagrantly racist
Why?
and a slap in the face to Georgia's civil rights legacy.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop here. Just for a bit, because we were talking about this the other day, where people are, they give things titles just so they can dismiss it as quickly as possible.
Yep.
It's the way that we
You make it untouchable.
then you have to let it go.
Hot potato the sucker.
That's
is
right.
basically what it is.
It's just pass it away, pass it away, pass. Because if you make it hot enough, nobody's going to want to touch it again. That the term racist is being thrown around today in today's society, especially over the past 4 years. Actually, since Barack Obama. Since Barack Obama, the term racist has been thrown around and labeled on everything.
Yep.
Everything is racist. And so then nothing is racist. Nikema Williams, I'm sorry, it's not racist to lessen the early voting days by 9 days.
9 whole days.
9 days of less of early voting and going 1 hour shorter on election day so that they can actually get the counts in on time and have additional time to QC the shit. No, that is not racist.
No.
What would be racist is they say, hey, you predominantly black area counties, we are making it impossible for you to vote in your county. You have to now come to ours. That would be racist. And also very stupid.
Or take it crazier and be like, I'm sorry, but only black people can vote on this day, and that's it.
Black people, you have to vote on this day.
And
White
it's between
people, you have
these
to vote on
hours and
this
these
day.
hours.
Right. And if you don't make it, too bad. Or they send out flyers to specific communities saying, here's your voting place. And then they change the voting place. That's racism.
Yep.
That's how that's that. Or you can go with the Jim Crow laws, which are Democrats' problems.
Sorry, what? You coughed in the middle.
Yeah,
of that.
yeah, I'm good. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Jim Crow laws, which were brought to you by Democrats, and sorry.
Are you sure? I know pollen
I'm
is
gonna get
bad
a little
now, but
sip of coffee.
you do that. I'm gonna tell you because the things that fallen out of the Representative Williams' mouth is so fantastic. It continues on.
Oh God.
She says that the governor and the GOP are now trying to outright silence Georgia voters by making it harder to cast a ballot and letting partisan actors take over local elections.
Okay, once again, requiring your ID to vote is not racist.
Let's go down a list just for fun.
Okay.
Just for fun.
All right, sure.
Let's go down a list and name off as many things as we can possibly think of, because apparently, the only thing you have to have an ID for apparently is to vote.
No, you need it to drive.
You need it to rent a car.
You need it to buy alcohol.
Technically, you're supposed to use it for credit cards. Like you use credit card,
You're
debit card.
supposed to show your
you're supposed
ID.
To, you're supposed to show your ID. Nobody does anymore, but you're supposed to.
Any sin tax, so like alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
To fly.
Okay, we already
said that.
Jeez,
God.
alcoholic.
Don't forget the drinking. We got it.
We did it. We're there.
Speaking of which, not even just to drink, to get into a bar or a club.
To go to a hotel.
To go. Let's see what else.
To get into certain jobs.
To have to buy insurance on your car.
To buy any insurance whatsoever.
That's true too. You're right about that.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
about that one.
Any insurance.
To get a passport to travel out of the country.
That's right. Mhm. To sign up for many accounts, you have to either present your ID or you have to give all of your information that's already on your ID. Even social media nowadays.
Bank accounts, just to start one.
Bank accounts, you have to have all that. Plus
Car
your Social
loans.
Security. Yeah, car loans, any sort of loan that you need, any sort of dealings with money, any sort of dealings that's anything that's worth your time to deal with, you have to have an ID.
But, not for voting, because that just keeps people from being able to go vote.
Right, because these people don't have IDs. Wow. I'm sorry. Okay, if you're going to say it like this, then I have to believe that every person in the ghetto or every person in her area, they don't have driver's licenses at all. None of them drink.
There's another one real fast.
What?
Old Slugger over on Twitter. Is it the same legislature who wants to increase welfare because you need ID to get welfare? Yeah, you do.
Any government assistance, you need identification.
Yep.
And like 10 forms of it too, not just regular identification. You need all your identification.
Yeah, birth certificate,
everything.
All that jazz. The thing is though, this representative is implying that they're stifling things and you're cutting down from 29 to 20 days. And
okay,
blah,
sure.
blah, blah,
Yep.
Even though they're considering to get rid of the Sunday voting,
sure.
The law does, however, ultimately expand in-person weekend voting because the law requires 2 days of Saturday early voting and gives the option for 2 Sunday voting days.
So it does actually give the option for Sunday voting. So it's up to the county at that point.
I believe so, yeah.
So it's up to your district, your voting district at that point. So they're not taking any of it away.
Yeah, as it says here in the article, many smaller counties in the state do not currently offer that much in the way of weekend voting. So most of these places already don't do weekend voting. So you're not hurting anything. You're not changing anything.
Really what she's upset with is Atlanta.
And Savannah.
Yeah.
And,
Atlanta, Savannah, and a couple of other smaller
other
ones.
one.
A couple of other smaller ones around the area.
I'm completely drawing a blank.
Don't worry about it. It's just Georgia. It was a slave colony.
Ooh.
Ooh.
B from the SAV is going to get pissed at you.
I was raised there. Shut up.
The law also
I can say that because I live there.
The law also adds an ID requirement to the process of requesting an absentee ballot after previously only requiring voters to sign an application.
See, there.
And it also narrows the window, the time to be able to
send in your
to be
absentees.
able to ask for one.
Oh.
Yeah, you only have a short amount of time to ask. Like,
Right, because the
window is
shouldn't
here.
be able to get an absentee ballot the same day of the election. By the way.
no.
You shouldn't be able to turn one in the same day of the election.
Yeah, you should have if you're
Absentee ballots should be turned in within 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, and you should have about a week to do it.
Yeah.
Period.
You have 1 week to get it set up and turn it in. If you don't turn it in, then too bad for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It also restricts the use of drop boxes in the state, mandating that each county have at least one drop box, but then limiting an additional drop box, totaling the, quote, lesser of either one drop box for every 100,000 active registered voters in the county or a number of advanced voting locations in the county. End quote.
He says Macon and Augusta.
That was it. It was Augusta I was really trying to think of, but Macon's another one.
It's meh.
Yeah, well, I'll be in Alma, so.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I used to live in Marietta.
That was another one I was trying to think of, too.
Well, that's a suburb of Atlanta. So,
I know.
Yeah.
But I was trying to.
Yeah, you're trying to get any of them out
Trying
there.
to get them all. Trying
Catch
to.
'em all.
Yeah, I'm playing Pokemon. It also bans the practice of, quote, line warming, end quote, which is providing people in voting lines food or drinks.
Okay. You shouldn't need food or drink in a line.
If
when you're standing there in line for voting, you're not allowed to bring that stuff in anyway, and you can bring it yourself and just leave it sitting outside.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trust it afterwards either.
No. I mean, you shouldn't actually have it anyway because then you're talking about leaving a bunch of trash and stuff piled up outside.
Food and drink are not allowed at the voting centers.
These churches or
food and drink are not allowed at the voting centers. Eat and drink before you go vote.
Yeah, and if your line takes that long, then your line takes that long. I mean,
and that sucks to be you. But normally they process, hundreds and hundreds of people an hour.
Yeah, they do move fairly quickly. I've never stood in line for hours to vote. So during the Georgia primaries, voters waited in lines for many hours in some parts of the state, especially in and around Atlanta. Well, duh, because it's in and around Atlanta.
Yeah.
You can't drive around Atlanta without sitting in. You could sit in traffic around Atlanta for many hours, and that's not an issue.
No, not at all. With no food or drink.
Yeah. Those lines were largely not replicated for the general election.
Mm-hmm.
There can still be self-service water from an unattended receptacle available. So basically, you get a water fountain.
Yeah, and just put it out there.
Okay.
Democrats
and voting rights advocates have been deeply critical of the bill, saying that it restricts voters' access to the polls and puts power over the election into the hands of the legislature.
No, it doesn't.
It does actually the opposite.
It does the exact opposite of what you're saying. The exact opposite.
The law, quote, hurts voters of color.
No, it doesn't.
Increases taxes on
it doesn't.
struggling families.
How does it increase taxes?
I don't understand
There
that
is
part.
no money changing hands here.
Well, there is if you're a Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
And steals power from local governments.
No, it's the local government that's doing it, and they give them options on what to do and when. It gives them more options, if anything.
I have to admit that last line, the steals power from the local government, it was never yours to begin with.
That came from Stacey Abrams.
Oh, of course it did. But local government steals the power from local government. The power belongs to the people, period. And we, trusting these people, gave them our authorities. And instead of actually doing our due diligence and getting rid of them when we should have.
Oh, wait, what?
They stayed in, and now they believe that they are the lords and ladies of the land.
Mm-hmm.
They are not in power. That is our power. And yes, it's not stealing what was already ours.
It's the
asshats.
Once again, 10th Amendment
doesn't exist anymore.
Does not exist anymore.
Sadly.
Yeah. Once again, the only thing you get from Republicans or anybody that's actually defending the bill is it's all about election integrity, which is true. It is about the integrity of the election. If you cannot have integrity of the election, what you have is what we just had.
Yeah, and frankly, no, anybody on either side of the aisle should be able to look at it and go, yeah, it sucks when, our side wins and we're accused of cheating.
Right. Nobody wants to be accused of cheating.
Whether it happened or not is not the point.
Right. Nobody wants to be accused
We don't want to be accused of it. Like, that's not something that we like having done.
But the thing is...
So why do we keep allowing these opportunities to happen?
Well, that's the thing. When one side gets accused of it and they've never actually shown proof of it, and then the other side does it, and then you aren't allowed to see proof of it, even though it's obvious,
Yeah.
there's a problem.
Yeah. No, I know. Anyway,
Yeah.
something better to look forward to, whether you're in Georgia or anywhere in the cross country, or the world for that matter. And you like coffee, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
It's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Yes, it is historically great coffee.
It is so good. It'll make you swallow every time you put it in your mouth.
It is guaranteed. Check them out, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go to Mojo50.com. Check out all the other awesome hosts and shows over there. A lot going on over there. Tell them we said hey. Tell them thank you for having us around, because God knows we would be pretty pathetic without it.
Yep.
Not more so than we are.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Go to our website, doaeshow.com. Look at all the past stuff, the archives, the shop, and all that jazz. Become a defender with us.
Yeah.
Check it all out at doaeshow.com.
Don't forget to follow us.
And follow us. Like, share, tweet at us at doaeshow.
On all the social
All
medias.
the social medias. We'll be right back for a whole other hour. Stay tuned.
Wow. First hour, and I think we covered like 3 stories. That's awesome. We normally don't dig in that deep or talk about it that much.
No, but I'm also in a mood.
You're in a mood? Oh, yeah. Well,
This stuff has got me in a mood, and so I don't care anymore. So
this
over
has
it.
definitely got you in a mood.
Yeah, this don't.
Oh, yeah, we're starting with it. We got to. If we don't, we're not going to have time to talk.
Probably spend
It'll be like the first half on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we got stuff. We got things we can talk about that you might laugh at. So, not
Yeah,
really.
apparently we scared just Swedimus Prime.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
At DOA Show is dispensing life advice right at the end of the show, and I'm like, what did these adults do with that Dylan Miles and that Stephen Harry?
you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. Old Slugger over there was a slave colony. Sure seems like a slave state today. Talking about Georgia and beefing the SAV. To be fair,
Yeah, we're not doing.
we're not
that.
on live right now.
Yeah.
Georgia is still a leading hub for child sex slavery. Savannah has a real problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really glad I'm out of Georgia, bud. And by out of it, I mean literally gone from it, not there.
No more.
You have ceased to be
Part
there.
of it, Georgia.
Be there.
Be there. Yeah. If I have to see it, you have to see it. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because that's
Yep.
that's appropriate. Very, very much so. Oh my God.
So appropriate.
That's what it was from. I think I just had a stroke.
Sorry, man.
My bad.
We weren't trying to.
Every now and again, we
actually are.
like on point and you know,
I mean,
we do make sense. It's not all about the yuck yucks. Just so we're clear. I mean, we're good at it, but you know, as far as we're concerned, but still,
Yeah.
no, I didn't mean that, but I meant so that way he's not.
Oh, I don't care.
That way it's easier to.
No. Make him work for it.
She clearly is.
Yeah.
Ew. Al.
Oh.
Let's see if there's more coffee.
All right, you go do that real quick. Maybe a little bit. Probably just enough for about a cup.
Georgia, the whole day through.
Mind you, that was a song about Georgia being as racist as possible to him and never letting him perform in the state, which is really sad.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
Woo!
I'm glad I refilled my coffee.
It's a good day to refill that coffee.
Well, no, because I'm going to need it.
Yeah,
You're
well,
trying to piss me off right out the gate.
Well, yes. Yes.
There's no easing into this.
No, we're just going to go
We've
full
already
force.
scared
Sweatimus Prime.
Sweatimus Prime to the point he thinks he's had a stroke now.
It's not a stroke, man. It's not. You're fine. You're fine.
Like you have to check, the whole fast thing. Is your face? Was it face drooping? Is it
So yeah,
face? I'm trying to remember.
face, arm.
That's fat. We need
No. It's like
it's FAST.
yeah, fast.
So it's I feel bad.
Speech.
Oh yeah, speech, and then T is
Time.
oh yeah, time to call 911. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I still remember it.
It took us
a minute.
It took us so long. He probably died of that
Already.
attack.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just thought about it. Is that for a stroke or is that for a heart attack?
That's stroke.
Is it?
That's stroke because face.
That's right, for the face. You're right.
Because your face goes.
Yeah, heart attack. It just. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be good. So for the past year, an assumption,
Oh God.
sometimes explicit, often tacit, has informed almost all of our thinking about the pandemic. And that is, at some point, it will be over. And then we'll go back to normal.
I hate you.
This premise is almost certainly wrong, though. This is from Bloomberg News. I'm reading it verbatim.
Good.
SARS-CoV-2, protein and elusive as it is, may become our permanent enemy, like the flu, but worse. And even if it peters out eventually,
you said Peter.
our lives and routines will, by then, have changed irreversibly. Going back won't be an option. The only way forward is just that.
I hate
But to
you.
what extent?
I hate you.
What are we going forward to exactly? Most epidemics disappear once populations achieve herd immunity and the pathogen has too few vulnerable bodies available as a host for its self-propagation. This herd protection comes about through the combination of natural immunity in people who've recovered from the infection and vaccinations of the remaining population. In the case of SARS-CoV-2, however, recent developments suggest that we may never achieve herd immunity.
What developments exactly?
Even in the U.S., which leads most other countries in vaccinations and already had large outbreaks, won't get there. That's the upshot of an analysis by Christopher Murray at the University of Washington and Peter Poit at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine.
London tropicals? The tropical medicine. I didn't realize there were tropics in London or in the UK, period.
The main reason is the ongoing
Hey,
emergency.
babe, do you want to go on a cruise to the tropics in
In
London?
London tropics.
In the UK?
The UK London tropics.
I've never been. Do you want to go? All right, yeah.
there
As
you
soon
go.
as we get the Hogwarts letter, we'll go.
That's
Perfect.
exactly
All right,
how
sounds
this
good.
works. Yeah, everybody's good.
We'll make it one big giant loop. I'm down.
Right,
All
right.
good.
You got to get on that train though. You
Yeah.
got to take the train in and yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah,
We'll do that. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it.
Don't forget, you got to go through Diagon Alley to get your ticket.
Yeah. No, we'll get there. Don't worry about that. I just wanted to, because we've been talking about doing Hogwarts anyway, and so since the letter's supposed to be on its way,
Right.
Right.
You got to tour
wanna-
it.
no, yeah, we
you
wanna-
have to tour it before the kids go.
yeah, exactly. We kind of want to kill two birds with one stone. We're already going to kind of be out in that region anyway. Might as
Right,
well.
right.
Might as well see the tropics while we're in.
I mean,
UK.
while we're talking magic, the main reason this is ongoing emergencies and all the rest of it of new variants is that have behaved almost like the new viruses. It's all because they're now testing it in South Africa. They're trying to figure it all out.
South Africa.
That's the tropics.
Wait, hold on.
The school, London's School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, is in South Africa, which showed the people.
I didn't realize
in
there
the
were tropics in South Africa either.
Showed the people in the placebo group who had previously been infected with one strain had no immunity against its mutated descendant, and and became reinfected.
You mean like the flu,
Yeah, like the flu.
where you
You
catch
can
the flu,
You can get sick from the flu
and
multiple
then
times.
if it mutates,
You can get it again.
you catch it again the next go around.
Yeah, that's normally how it works. There are similar reports, or like the common cold, because it's the cold.
Like the cold.
It's like the cold. Yeah.
Okay.
Similar reports from Brazil that have had massive outbreaks and subsequent suffered renewed epidemics. Nobody wants to, by the way, just kind of side note here.
Sidebar.
All these renewed epidemics and all of these extreme cautions and everything that's happened, they never hit the same exact area twice. It's like it may have happened in Brazil, but the new outbreak happened in an area that didn't have an outbreak in the first time.
Yeah, it might have started in Rio de Janeiro, but then
Right.
it might not be there. It might be.
It's starting on the outskirts of there
Yeah,
and going to
somewhere
different
else.
towns around that didn't get affected by it the first time. That's how these outbreaks are coming out. They're not literally going from I am in the dead. It's like, okay, New York City has an outbreak. New York City has another outbreak. No, that's not how this happens.
Brooklyn had an outbreak.
Yeah.
Bronx had an outbreak.
Right.
Yonkers had an outbreak. Long Island had an outbreak.
Exactly. And it's like the exposure happened, everybody calmed down, then something happened in Brooklyn, and then something happened in Yonkers, and then something went to New Jersey. And then, it was never the entirety of the city. It was never the whole deal. It was never any of this. We're just showing it at such a macro level that nobody pays attention to those minute details.
Well, the devil's in the details.
Exactly. And apparently so is the COVID.
Ah, that's sad.
Yeah,
all of this is crap.
it is.
The whole thing is crap. Like, you're going to sit here and turn around and go, well, we may never get back to normal. The only reason why we're not going back to normal is because
You're still talking about it.
because these people make a living.
Off of scaring the shit out of everybody.
Yes. But, Trump was the fearmonger.
Oh, yeah. Trump was the man, the myth, the legend that destroyed all.
He came in and in 4 years destroyed everything.
That's right.
That bastard.
Actually, he destroyed everything in less than a year.
That's true. And he just sat and reveled on his pile of rubble.
Yeah. Everything was destroyed because of him.
And then there's this whole thing with the vaccines and crap. Like, the vaccine doesn't even help. It's just like the flu shots. It doesn't keep you from getting it. It lessens the symptoms exactly like they do with the flu. And
It gives you a lesser version of the disease, of the virus.
again, the flu mutates. I get it that it's a little bit harsher, but it's not much harsher.
And it still did not, has not, will not kill above the 1% range. It barely touches 1% of the population in death.
And don't get me wrong, like
The flu still kills more people per year.
Well, we'll never know because now everything's about COVID.
Right.
Even though their symptoms are
Up until COVID,
identical.
Up until COVID, the flu killed more people than what COVID has shown,
Yes.
even with the inflated numbers.
Yeah. But nobody ever said anything about that. Nobody ever makes a big deal about that. Nobody ever thought that, I might have the flu or might be coming out, beginning stages of flu, and I still go visit my grandmother and, and she passed away, and it could. We don't look at it from that way. It's just so irritating.
Yep.
They're going to continue to beat on this drum and expect us to kind of go, and just accept the idea, well, we're never going back. Well, if we don't go back, it's because they
this guy, Andreas Kluth.
Yeah, they definitely it's people like him that push this.
Yeah.
And then sadly, it's if we don't go back, it's because we choose not to go back. It's
because we're willing sheep of that.
Yep.
Of that.
We're the lemmings. We've decided, you're right. We can't go. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just so sick of it. I don't.
Honestly, at this point, let's just have COVID parties.
I'm at a point.
Let's have COVID parties.
It's funny.
I'm talking like everybody get together and make sure there's one person that's infected with COVID and everybody get it at once.
So I was, there's a guy at work who works, for your understanding, he wears the gray shirt.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was out because he got the COVIDs.
Okay.
The only thing he said, the only symptom he had of it was the no taste, no smell.
Okay.
Okay. He come back and we were making cracks about it and blah, blah, blah. And he made the comment about how he can't get it for 3 months. And I stopped him and I said, what do you mean you can't? Like you cannot, as it is impossible for you to be getting it in the next 3 months?
Yeah.
Or you'd better not get it again in the next 3 months.
Yeah.
And it turned into a joke and all that other fun jazz. Carrie had it. All she lost was
sense of smell and taste.
And that's it. It doesn't mean people haven't died from it.
They have. They have. But
And
normally it's not even of it. It's of complications because they're old, already sick, have messed up immune systems, already have some sort of cancer or disease or something else.
Even the whole messed up immune systems is crap because in talking with the gray shirt,
Yep.
One of the conversations he had was, I believe it was his grandmother or somebody, was actually ended up having to go to ICU,
Yeah.
but has like COPD.
Yeah. And was able to
And
pass through
caught it and
able to get done.
And came out of ICU and is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not an instant killer. It does just because you have a compromised immune system doesn't mean that once you get it, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so tired of all of this
I know.
crap.
It burns everything. It's just inciting more. It's making people upset.
Fear is the only thing that truly controls people. That's it.
At this point,
That's it.
yeah. It's a lot more difficult to control people who are happy.
Yeah, because people pay
Content.
attention.
The people that are content with their life as is are a lot more difficult to control than people who are
Because they don't want it changed.
right. They don't want it changed. They don't want changes. They don't want differences. Than the people who are scared to death, literally, of something that really statistically won't kill you.
Yeah. I'm,
Especially if you're anywhere between the ages of 0 and 50.
and again, just because just because you're in that high risk range doesn't change anything. You're at a high risk when you have the flu.
Right.
You're
a higher risk to get hurt or get sick or be damaged because of the flu when you have it.
The thing that people don't grasp is that every human being on this planet has an expiration date.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what you do.
You will eventually get to that point.
Your time will come. Your situation will arise, and it will happen, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not saying you don't try to change things. I'm not saying you
Not
don't
saying
live
you don't-
healthy.
not
I'm
trying
not
to
saying any of that
extend
stuff.
your time.
But the point is that it is coming. The man in the dark robe And he's coming. Your time will run out at some point. You cannot escape it. And the fact that we are trying, in the most absurd ways, by the way, of trying to hold on to everything so tightly, you end up destroying what it is that you're holding on to in the first place.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They don't want to die, and they don't want this thing to end us so badly that they're destroying the literal world they're trying to hold on so tight to. And
it's
irritating.
sand in your palm.
Yeah.
It trying to hold on to sand. The tighter that you hold it, the more falls out.
Yeah. That's what she said. At DOA show, the Knights do say knee. At DOA show, wait, it burns everything. That's a different illness entirely, and there's a pill for that. Actually, the injection's much faster.
It is. It's much faster. But you have to go directly to the site. Could be worse.
Just saying.
Moving right along.
Actually, Adam W. Johnson also on Twitter. I've seen enough pandemic movies to tell you that the only way we completely eradicate this is by putting everybody in a city and destroying it with everyone in it. And that way they behave. And the way they behave now, I wouldn't put it past them.
That's true. That is very, very true. And yeah, there's a lot of movies that do that. Let's just put all the infected in one place and blow them all up.
Well,
China does that.
There's video games like that.
China does that.
Yeah, they do.
They do that all the time. There's nobody infected in China. You want to know why? Because they get shot.
Well, there are. They're also just not accurately reporting it either.
Right, but they killed them.
Jovi and Stealth Jackal over Twitter. Hashtag arm yourselves. What comes after all those frightened Karens go down should scare them much more than the COVID. Hint, hint, it's hot.
It's very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little warm down there. Yeah. It's kind of
There's no AC down there.
No, they don't have that. And you can't speak to the manager. They don't care.
Can you imagine a Karen in hell?
Can I imagine it? That's the only place they belong. Actually, I think they run it. That makes more sense.
Can you imagine going there? Hell, they came from there.
What are you talking about? Going back to where they came from.
Satan's like, here, take these people. Get them out of here.
Can I speak to your manager? I am the manager, Karen.
That was such a good video. I am the manager, Karen.
Dun, dun.
I love those guys.
So good, yeah.
It's hilarious.
So the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals has ruled that the state governments can restrict people from openly carrying their guns in public, effectively ending a person's right to bear arms.
No, not necessarily.
I mean, if they have concealed, they have concealed. But
yeah.
In places like North Carolina where you can open carry no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, here's the thing. The Ninth Circuit
Circus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They need to shut the hell up.
I mean, they are because
they have
most liberal of logic.
Well, because how are they going to sit here and say that suddenly the 10th Amendment applies? That's literally what they're saying. They're using their authority
to say that the 10th Amendment now applies,
to
but
say
only
that
to
the
this.
States have authority.
Actually, they don't, and here's why.
It's called the Constitution.
Yeah, the Constitution says very specifically the 10th Amendment affects anything that isn't already pronounced in the other amendments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the 10th Amendment can't apply to the Second Amendment.
No, because the Second Amendment's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
And spoken for.
Yeah.
You can't change that.
Yeah. The only thing that now you can have a town, a much smaller local area, have, edicts of you can't bring guns in or whatever, but you can't have, the state can't do that.
Yeah.
But if anybody could, the state has more of ability to do it than anybody, than the federal. And the Ninth Circuit has no authority in any of this at all. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how they say the structure is. It's not. These are the same people who are saying now that the states have their own rights, and playing the whole 10th Amendment thing, and then turn around and go, but no, we have to tell the states what to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. The state government has the right to a point to be able to keep people from openly carrying in public. However, that is at that point the state's problem, not the federal government, and definitely not the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah, Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals should have nothing to say about this. See, the court issued the en blanc opinion in the case of Young versus Hawaii over a lawsuit by a Hawaiian resident who argued that the restrictions set by the state on his ability to open carry a firearm was against the Constitution.
But that's a state issue.
Well, he took it to the federal government because he couldn't get the state to change anything. And so he was trying to force the federal government to recognize the fact that the state was wrong. And it's true, but at the same time, like, the state can make those. This again goes back to, I swear to God, I feel like we're like on repeat. Local government.
Local elections, people.
They matter, guys.
You want your state to change? Then how about you find people or run yourself and get it all passed on your own? If it does, you can't get the federal government to come and enforce it, because then you're giving them power that they don't have to do something that they don't have the right to do.
Right.
Again, 10th Amendment. You want to get rid of the 10th Amendment to protect the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I just
the state governments are not supposed to have a right over the Second Amendment in the first place.
No, but if the state does it, that is your fault as a citizen of that state, because you were there and you were not doing your due diligence.
Right.
Or I can't blame it. Like, you can't. I said it like that, and then I got to be a little bit fair, just a tad. It doesn't necessarily fall on it, because there are people who do their due diligence, who still vote and try their way, and it doesn't always work out that way.
Right.
Okay.
But you have to also educate the people that are around.
That's exactly it. You're not going in when you have these discussions with people about the politics. It should not be to win a battle. It should never be to prove a point. It should be trying to discuss things and have people understand on both sides.
Yeah.
So you can walk away with a little bit more clarity and maybe have the ability to kind of work towards, the same common goal.
Right.
You have a problem with guns and you don't want to see them around. Well, I believe in guns. So what is it that you and I could possibly do? And then you take that little bit of success with one person and you start, both of you start multiplying it. And that's how you change the state.
Right. And you also have to take into account that, one, this is the island state. This is the island state. You guys vote Democrat every friggin' time. You vote your rights away every freaking time. I understand that it's an island nation and it's beautiful out there 90% of the time, until you guys get giant typhoons and hurricanes and crap and get crushed, or volcanoes happen and then it's terrible. But that's all beside the point. It's beautiful out there. Mm-hmm. I know you're living the life of luxury anyway. Even if you're homeless, if you're in Hawaii and homeless, you're living it up, buddy.
Yeah, it's not really that bad.
That's really not bad. You're just living on the beach. You're a beach bum. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so you might get rained on a little bit, but
who cares?
That's an easy fix.
They've got trees with leaves that are big enough to put a roof to make a roof out of. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Yep.
You can handle that. You can do that. But one more thing about that is, you guys are lazy as shit.
Yeah.
You want everybody else to do your stuff for you.
Again, you're going to the federal government to have them remove the 10th Amendment, basically, or violate the 10th Amendment so you can have your Second Amendment upheld.
Right.
That doesn't make
any sense. It's nonsensical.
Yeah. Again, the ends never justify the means.
Right. So here's what you do.
Contrary to popular belief.
Mr. Young, George Young, here's what you do. Either leave Hawaii.
That is always an option.
That is always an option. You have 50 states to go to. You can leave Hawaii. Okay. You can go to a pretty nice place. Hell, Florida's actually really good about this stuff.
Yeah, they are. And rather close as far as
weather.
Yeah, not exact,
but close.
but close.
But
And it's not as pretty, but
Yeah, you can do that.
It's still
or
beach.
You can actually change the state constitution legally at the state level.
but it's going to take effort.
Time. Both of those.
Both of those. And the problem with it is like you
And
said,
money.
We're lazy. People
And
are
nobody
lazy,
wants to
and
do that.
nobody wants to do it because it's too hard.
Yeah, it's too much work.
I just can't you do it, mommy.
Yeah, it's
Mommy,
too
I'm gonna do it for me.
Wow, we actually did get a full half hour for that one. I was good.
Told you.
Yeah, nice. What are you doing? You responded back?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is. That's how it is, buddy. Gemini, cricket.
Chais, how smart are you and all stuff? do 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 do.
See that. Do what? Who's doing the Jim Croce's? Are we doing Jim Croce's?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Hello, my
ragtime gal.
You remind me of the babe? The babe with the power. The kid walked into it and she didn't even know it. She didn't understand what we were talking about, so she walked into it. It was great.
You remind me of a man. The man with the power.
Oh, it's Labyrinth. It's another one that Dylan needs to make you watch. Oh, okay, good. Well, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody pays attention to me anyway. Conversations with off-mic people.
Ta da ta ta ta.
So everybody just hears me talking. They don't.
This is Defenders Live.
Yeah, boy.
Woo!
Another 30 minutes.
I'll tell you what, man.
Been
That was
fantastic.
actually that was a pretty good rant.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I stayed as calm as I did.
Yeah, you did good. You did good, David.
Again, fear of
Yes, fear of
waking-
my wife deciding
waking the
beating
kid,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't fear waking the kid if there was no other if there was no
If there were no
recourse.
repercussions, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
There
but
were no consequences to those actions. No, I
yeah,
probably
yeah, no
wouldn't.
big problem. Yeah, just get loud. It'd be fine.
It's not my fault you didn't give him any Benadryl. Oh.
Well, it wasn't Benadryl, but the Sleepies. They do the gummies. We do the gummies.
Yeah, but Benadryl will put you down. It's like a tranquilizer.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Who, me? You gonna Benadryl me? Or trank me?
Wow, that sounded dirty.
My wife's gonna trank me tonight.
That's a new
guys.
name. Is that a new thing that y'all are doing now?
I think so. I think
Benadryller.
Yeah, Benadryller.
You get a Benadryller.
Uh huh.
We can describe how that looks, but we can't because this is an attempt at somewhat of a family show.
And that did not work.
Let's
Oh.
just say it helped made two of the four kids.
It takes two, baby.
Oh.
And by that I mean two Benadryl because I'm not out until then.
Worked for Bill Cosby.
That's right.
Rose McGowan, Juanita Broderick, and Leslie Milwee.
No. Just speaking of Bill Cosby and Clinton.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Rose McGowan, Juanita Broderick, Leslie Milwee, and an alleged
Allegedly.
Jeffrey Epstein victim ripped into the VP for hosting a women's empowerment event.
The current VP,
Yeah, the current. That would be the Camilla's.
the camel toes.
Yeah, the Harris lady.
The hairy camel.
Yeah, she was hosting a women's empowerment event with former President Bill Clinton.
I'm sorry. Hey, what? Huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the current vice president,
Yeah,
Kay Harris.
is gonna hold an event.
No, she did.
No.
Oh, it's upcoming.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Okay, yeah. So yeah, she's throwing a shindig
Yeah,
about
a thing.
women's empowerment.
Yeah,
Uplifting women, empowering them,
lifting them up.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and Bill Clinton definitely likes to lift women up
Yes, he does,
with his hands.
and then push them back down again.
Right.
Yeah.
On cigars.
Well,
That doesn't work.
I was gonna say I don't know.
That doesn't
It's
work
never been-
anymore.
It's never officially been proven of whether he was doing the cigars.
It
or
depends on what the definition of
Was-
the word is.
Was he using the cigars, or was she using the cigars?
Well, either way,
I mean, he probably used them afterwards.
he still
but-
smoked them because he had them.
Damn, Bill, it smells like you're smoking a couch.
And fish.
Yeah.
It's a fishy couch.
So this is what happens. This is what it smells like if you set the ocean on fire. Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
with tobacco. All right.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
The level of toxicity is beyond 1,000. Okay. An upcoming event for the Clinton Global Initiative University in conjunction with Harris alma mater, Harvard.
No, Howard. Howard. It's Howard, not Harvard. Howard.
Of course, you went to Howard.
Howard.
Will reportedly feature a one-on-one, a one-one-one. I think it's supposed to say one-on-one.
I think so. One-on-one
Conversation with President Clinton and VP Kamala Harris on the impact of COVID pandemic on women and empowering women and girls in the U.S. and around the world.
I heard that Kamala Harris really rose in the polls at Howard.
Oh, she rose polls. I don't know if she
Rose on them.
rose. Well, and then she went back down on them. Again,
Right,
and
yeah,
back
again,
up
yeah,
again
yeah,
and down
back
again.
down,
It was kind of what one might call a roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um,
She was lollygagging.
I'm sorry, but oddly enough, my biggest problem with this whole thing is the fact that I don't have a problem with empowering women. Stay the hell out of the rest of the world. It's not America's job
Right.
to be doing anything with the rest of the world. Let the other world, let the other countries
world
handle
deal with
their
the world.
business. Let them do them, boo.
Yep.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Gouffre.
Gouffre. Yeah, you did good. Hashtag nailed it.
Thank you. An alleged sex trafficking victim of Jeffrey Epstein.
Allegedly.
Well, but I mean,
All right. I'll give it to you.
being a victim, I don't know if that would. I mean,
yeah.
it is alleged.
Yeah.
Anyway, blasted Harris for attending the Clinton Foundation event with the former president. Gouffre tweeted on Wednesday, quote, "Wow, she's asking Clinton how to empower women. Wrong person. What she should be asking him is what the hell was Clinton doing on hashtag Epstein's Island and private jets 27 times. Hashtag enough is enough."
He was empowering them. Specifically children.
Ew.
Young women. He was empowering young women by giving them a taste of the former presidency.
All I keep hearing is you remind me of a man. Flight logs show that Clinton traveled with Jeffrey Epstein 26 times between 2001 and 2003 on the late convicted sexual predator's private jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express. Photos surfaced last August showing Clinton getting a massage from one of Epstein's alleged victims
Allegedly.
during a trip to Africa
Time
in
out.
2002. Yeah.
Lolita Express.
Yeah.
So he was a lolicon.
Yeah.
So what I said was perfectly accurate.
It was.
It was completely accurate.
It was absolutely.
He's a lolicon.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure I was on the...
No, you got this. You get credit
I'm
for
just-
it.
Okay.
Rose McGowan shared Gouffre's tweet and then slammed Vice President Harris for appearing with Clinton, who was a purported acquaintance with the alleged madam Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that how you say your name?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine?
Yeah. Just exactly as you think it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Which is...
It's actually Ghislaine.
Which is very ironic.
It's actually Ghislaine.
Yeah, but Ghislaine is...
Ghislaine.
It's very... the irony is not lost on me. Let's just put it that way.
Or anybody else.
No. Quote, this is obscene at Kamala Harris. You're speaking with Bill Clinton about empowering women and girls is disgusting. This is what McGowan wrote on Twitter.
Yep.
Have you no soul? Have you no ethics? Ask him about being on the island of a human trafficking victims 27 times. You're showing us exactly who you are. I would argue...
Who are you?
I would argue, Rose, that she showed who she was at the beginning of her career. That's how she got to where she's at now.
Yeah, she never had a glass ceiling that she couldn't suck through.
Yeah. Good for her.
Breakthrough. Sorry.
Yeah. Last August, McGowan lashed out at the then Senator Harris for previously accepting donations from convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein. The actress turned activist also attacked Democrats for inviting Clinton to speak at the 2020 Democratic National Convention.
Because it's Bill Clinton.
Yeah. McGowan included a screenshot of the Wikipedia entry titled Bill Clinton's Sexual Assault and Misconduct Allegations in a tweet.
Uh-huh.
The Wikipedia post included the sexual assault accusations against Clinton by Juanita Broderick, Leslie Milwee, Paula Jones, and Kathleen Wiley.
All of which, I'm sorry, they weren't very attractive women, even at the time.
Yeah,
he does have a type, though.
Well, I was going to say, though, but even back then, comparatively speaking, they were still better looking than Hillary. So, just saying.
But it's true.
Broderick was enraged that Clinton would be hosting a women's empowerment event. Quote, "Is this an effing joke?
Nope.
This pervert who raped me is going to talk about empowering women with a woman who spread her legs for power."
Right. That's empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he allowed her to do it.
Well, if you think about it, by the way, okay, so think about this. Okay, here's the scenario.
Sure.
We have an entire populace saying that, the sex culture is bad and blah, 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 but they turn around and they have rappers and all the rest of it that are literally talking about
doing things
to men or to other women sexually and how that is empowering to them.
Yeah.
You need to understand, in that scenario, Bill Clinton is the person to talk to. In the scenario of sexual empowerment, given the climate of everything, it's creepy as...
Yeah, it's all get out. Yeah.
Bill Clinton is actually accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Broderick made a comparison to cannibal and serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh.
Inviting Bill Clinton to speak on empowering women is like asking Jeffrey Epstein to host a cooking class.
You mean Jeffrey Dahmer?
Oh, Dahmer, I'm sorry.
Well,
and that's absolutely
okay, let's go
right.
Hannibal Lecter then. Sorry, let's go Hannibal Lecter then.
Really?
We're going to go Hannibal Lecter.
Why?
Because he knows how to cook.
Just
because he ate people doesn't mean that he doesn't know how to cook.
That's true. He did have his liver?
Yeah, he knew how to cook monkey brain as well as he knew how to eat anything with a perfect
With some
design.
fava
Like
beans.
he knew how to set the tables. He knew what sides to eat with it. He knew all about it because he was a connoisseur. Bill Clinton is the connoisseur.
Really though? Can we say he's a real connoisseur? Again,
going back.
He had a type.
Yeah.
He never strayed from that type.
Well, sort of.
Not really.
Kinda. You know the type though. His type was. You know what his type was?
Anyone who would give it to him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether just by force or by money.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Willingness or by
Yeah.
I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
He's a saxophone player. That's just what I'm gonna.
It still irritates me every time I watch Animaniacs. It really does.
The original.
Yeah, that son of a bitch is immortalized in the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
And I love that show, and I can't
stand
every
it.
time it comes on, it's like he's literally part of the theme's lyrics. It's like, damn it. explaining that to the kids.
Yeah, but that okay. So once again, I'm putting it out there, just like she did.
See what you did there.
If you're talking like this, and then you also make sure to understand that the culture that you're bringing out with empowerment for women is a sexualized empowerment for women. It is not an empowerment of overall, health. It is just an empowerment of sexually active women. Then Bill Clinton is still good there.
Yeah. Kathleen not Kathleen Millie, I'm sorry. What's her name? Is it Kathleen Millie?
Millie, yeah.
Yeah, but is it Kathleen? I can't remember. It just says her last name, and I don't like.
No,
Kathleen White. Leslie. I'm sorry. Leslie Millie. Told the Daily Caller, quote, and he is going to get up on stage and tell us about how to be empowered. I truly can't think of anything more brazen. And I think this goes to show you the political power that the Clintons still have.
Well, it's not political power in this way. This isn't a political thing other than the fact that it's Kamala Harris.
As far as the left and the progressive left is concerned, the Clintons are the founding fathers of the founding family.
At this point, yeah.
It was because of them, arguably, that the progressive movement really started off.
Again.
Yeah.
Started back up.
Yeah. It hadn't really done anything since, really strong since, Wilson? I mean, they've been doing things back and forth a little bit here
really,
and there,
really underhanded. They slowly took the universities. They slowly took all the rest of it. And then they're the initiative that started back into politics.
Yep. Quote, it's just such an upside down world when you have a rapist and sexual assaulter who is giving tips and information to try and help empower women. That is according to Millie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything more ludicrous than that.
I can.
Oh, I could too, but...
WAP.
Don't
start. What?
I know.
WAP.
I know.
That's all I'm going to say about it. That's it. Just WAP.
Clinton, of course, denied the sexual assault allegations by the four women.
It depends on what the definition of the word is.
Yeah, Clinton's spokesperson issued a statement to the Daily Mail that reads, quote, for 20 years under the direction of President Clinton, the Clinton Foundation has worked to empower girls and women around the world. The Clinton Global Initiative has launched thousands of commitments to improve lives, empowering more than 13 million girls and women through job and leadership training, improving maternal and child health care access for more than 144 million people, and increasing opportunity for women in STEM education and careers.
You mean the Clinton Foundation, the foundation that was made by the Clintons for the Clintons, to make sure that they had money to give out to millions of different countries and all the rest of it, so that they could keep their political power.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it for sure. Like the whole increasing the opportunity for women to get into STEM education and careers. They've had the same opportunity everybody else has.
Yep.
If your grades are good and if you have the money to pay for it, congratulations.
And if you're interested in it, go.
Yeah, and if you're interested in it.
Go.
The fact of the matter is they've duped these people into thinking that they're interested in it.
There are a lot of women out there that are interested in it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But there are also a ton of women out there that think they are because they're like, oh, women's empowerment, STEM.
I'm tired of hearing about it.
No. If you actually are interested in it and you're a nerd like the rest of us, great. You don't need somebody else helping you out.
Yep.
You need the grades. That's what you need. You don't need an initiative. You don't need somebody pushing behind you to say, yes, do it. No, what you need is somebody, you don't even need somebody else. You need you to do your job and get good grades.
But if you go to somebody, and everybody wants to have that.
Sure, everybody
soundboard,
needs the
then what you
soundboard.
need is somebody who's not going to tell you what to do, but is going to sit and listen.
Right.
And who's going to say, what is it that you want, and try to help you figure out what you want, not suggest, not sway, not to do, but to be there to listen to from that angle. That's what you need.
And side note on that, ladies, if you ever want men to just listen to you talk and not give advice, you need to preface that.
Kind of lead in with that.
I'm just saying, you need to preface it. That's the lead in.
I love
I am going to rant. I need you to listen. Okay, great. I will not say a word.
I love this. This is actually going good. Because over on Twitter is kind of nice so far.
What's that?
Majovian Stealth, Jack Hall over on Twitter. # arm yourselves. Bend and Driller. I just met her.
Exactly. Well done.
Adam W. Johnson on Twitter. You are the wind beneath my wings. Or was it the cigar between my knees?
It's a bit of a... It was getting there. It was getting there.
Yeah.
It was getting there.
Stealth Jackal also over there at Twitter again. Wait, a one-on-one with Harrison Clinton. It's not exactly Bill's first dip in the race pool.
Yeah, that's very true.
Old Slugger over on Twitter also. Does the VP's advice include the best position on one's knees? Inquisitive minds would like to know.
I mean, you know, she's very much about take
those
broken knees and help her fly again.
No, just get her pads or something like a pillow or something.
Yeah, you know.
You gotta make.
They have good padding now.
You have to be comfortable.
Yeah,
You know,
you got to make sure.
You could be down there for a while.
Right.
Kevin Hutchins also.
Well, it depends. If you're good enough, no, you're not.
Depends. Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter. Molested? Honey, I feel your pain, but I'd rather feel those lovely tatas.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
I didn't even press the button for that one.
I know.
No, not doing it. Sorry.
And he also, by the way, follows up with, he does, as if Clinton was saying, sure, I have a type. The not Hillary type.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
See, that makes perfect sense. Very well done, guys. Very well done.
I love you guys. Y'all are fan-damn-tastic.
Oh, goodness. And
Finally.
this is just going to hit home.
Somebody's home.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Nope, somebody's home. But in California, foster parents are reportedly being asked to take in migrant children from the state agencies. There's an option to house more than 26 at a time.
In California.
California.
It's expensive for anybody. Single person, small family, whatever. It's hard enough for anybody to live in California. And you're talking now about sticking 26 or more minors into one home.
I thought they had a problem with having more than like 5 or 6 people per house.
Well, don't forget, this involves the border stuff. We talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
Because it's involving the border stuff, those situations the CDC said do not apply.
Oh.
I'm also kind of trying to figure out I know families who can't handle having one child.
Well, you know,
Biologically or of their own or not. They can't handle one child, and there are these people who are going to take on 26 or more at a time. Like, what would you do with 26 kids? Like, tell me you wouldn't be investing in Benadryl.
Oh, yes, obviously.
Or something of equal or lesser value.
There'd be no way. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, I lived in California for a while. Unless you're paying out the nose, you're not going to have a place that's big enough to hold 26 people.
Right.
At one, I'm talking standing room, let alone be able to lay down and sleep comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so dumb. Daily Mail released an alleged voicemail.
Allegedly.
From the Community Care Licensing Division, which is part of California's Department of Social Services. Quote, "This is an emergency message. Please respond to this urgent message from the Community Care Licensing Division." Said the purported voicemail from March 12. Quote, "CCLD would like you to know that how many available beds you have to serve additional youth."
How many available beds?
That is all.
I can set up an entire floor with just mattresses.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Foster parents Travis and Charlotte Call informed the Daily Mail that they also received the quote-unquote urgent email from the CCLD and requesting to know how many children they could house. Quote, "Important message from the CDC, CCLD, California Department of Social Services. Please respond to this urgent message from the Community Care Licensing Division. The CCLD would like to know how many available beds you have to serve additional youth."
Right.
As many of you may be already aware, CCLD have been sending automated emails and phone calls asking you about available beds to serve additional youth. They are trying to address the needs of record number unaccompanied children who are arriving from Central America who are escaping impossible situations, such as poverty, violence, and natural disasters.
All right, so hold on. I found the thing. that I want to.
Congratulations. I know you've been looking for a while.
Not my thing. Thing.
Oh.
I have no problems finding mine. Obviously, I've got 4 kids.
No. You're not the one who needs to find it. She does.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
What do you need to find it for?
All right. So in California, the limitation on number of children in foster homes. California states the number of children for whom the foster family home is licensed to provide care for supervision shall be determined on a basis of application review by the licensing agency, which shall take into consideration the following.
Okay.
1, the caregiver's ability to comply with applicable law and regulation. 2, any other household members, including but not limited to the children already in guardianship or conservatorship. Words
It's a hell of a
hard.
word.
Yep. Who reside at the home and their individual needs. 3, homes which accept a minor parent and his or her children. Oh, like an underage kid, like 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
Shall have such children included in the home licensing capacity. And 4, physical features of the home, including available living space.
Living space, that includes beds. And
No more than 2 children with or without special health care needs shall reside in, on a temporary basis.
Okay.
In a specialized foster family home without the following exceptions. Specialized foster family homes may accept a 3rd child with or without special health care needs, provided the licensed capacity. So literally they go and they say you have a maximum square footage in your house and you already have X amount of people. You can only have this many more people fostered in your care.
And that's not
in Colorado.
That's not,
or not in Colorado, California.
And that's not counting like the whole COVID.
Right. That's not COVID restrictions.
And restrictions and guidelines.
That's from California. And so they tell you there's a maximum of special needs too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but ESL is technically special needs at this point.
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
If they can't speak the language, then that's a special need.
It is. Because how are you supposed to, feed them or find out if something's wrong or whatever?
Yeah. So you have a maximum of 2. 2 per household.
Maybe a
per
third.
California law.
Maybe a third.
Maybe a third.
Under special conditions.
And they have to not need special needs.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're now asking people to house 26 or more?
Yeah. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I really don't.
Whoop.
Thank you for your This is continuing on. Thank you for your sacrificial service to vulnerable children.
Yeah.
We value you, and we are so grateful for your willingness to engage in this important work. The email offered 4 options to foster parents.
Available bed capacity
is 0. Available bed capacity is 1 through 10. Available bed capacity is 11 through 25. And available bed capacity is 26 plus. Now, 26 plus.
26 plus.
Do you realize how big
you have to have a huge house
you have to live in?
Oh, huge.
We're literally talking mansion size, especially when you're talking about California, because they do.
Oh, yeah. You literally have to have a warehouse at this point.
Yeah. They're requiring people, they get to have a certain amount of space they have to be able to have.
Oh, yeah, but they don't care about that right now. Well, considering that all of our housing centers on the border are at like 300% capacity right now.
Yeah.
Or 750% capacity if you talk to some people.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple who run a nonprofit that fights human trafficking and was shocked that the state agency would propose fostering such a large quantity of children at one time. Quote, usually the maximum amount of children you're allowed to foster at any one time is 6.
Ooh.
That is according to Travis Call. He continued on, we called our caseworker and she told us that everyone was calling her because they had all gotten the same call.
Sucks to be you, lady.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Quote, at any given time, any point in time, there are 30,000 plus children in the LA County foster care system alone. That is according to Charlotte Call. Quote, so to ask us already certified foster parents to take on children from another country when we can barely take care of our own foster crisis doesn't seem beneficial to either side because either way, someone loses a bed.
Yes.
End quote.
Mm-hmm.
Travis equated the immigration crisis to human trafficking. Quote, I consider it human trafficking. It's not the burden of taking kids in because we have the heart for it, but these are kids that were taken from the border for a money scheme, and now they're going to use us resource parents to take care of them.
That's right. The government is going to use you to take care of these kids and then get them forced into the community.
Yep.
And then they're going to allow them to be muled the rest of the way.
Yeah, they're going to take advantage of you and your kind heart. So congratulations. Get the hell out of California. You won't have the problem anymore.
That's right.
This show is brought to you by AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Ooh, AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Yes, it's historically great coffee.
Amazing.
Yep, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time it floats in your mouth. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Check out all the awesome flavors and stuff over there. Go to mojo50.com. Great shows and hosts over there. You're going to see that. You can also listen to them on iHeartRadio under the Mojo 50 radio banner.
It's,
Check them out. You can listen live 24/7 Libertarian Talk Radio.
Our podcast is also on the iHeartRadio.
It is as well. Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show. Use the hashtag arm yourselves. Like, share, follow, all that crapola. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com. That's it. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.